Let's talk about service oriented business, right? So how is service oriented different to manufacturing business? So they are different in five different aspects, right? So they are heterogeneity, perishability, intangibility, simultaneity, and five, no transfer of ownership, right? So heterogeneity is basically manufacturing produces what identical units, right? So they are similar. Whereas in service, what happens? So it's they produce tailored products, right? So such as audit. So every audit is not the same, right? So it's a different one. So every haircut is not the same, right? It's a different one. Next thing, the costing information and efficiency measures will be quite different. So basically the efficiency measures will be quite different, such as the number of time taken to, or like it has to be number of time allocated per audit, right? So it could be that, or staff hours that could be used. And in terms of manufacturing it's quite different, and in terms of this it's quite different, right? So you have to measure the quality of work. So quality of work, quality in itself is, quality of audit in itself is subjective, right? So it's quite different. Pricing is very different, right? It will be different as per clients as well, right? And since they are providing bespoke products, so tailored products, that will mean that different products has to be priced differently, right? So there will be different pricing. So the costing information and performance will be different. Costing and performance will be different. Next thing is basically it's bespoke, and then what else? Next thing is pricing will be different. Next thing, perishability, right? So such as services are perishable. Okay, so basically they lose their value after a certain period of time. So let's say airline seats, right? So once the airline departs, there is no value, right? Again, this presents what does it presents? Pricing challenge, right? So performance will be improved by attracting each extra customer or passenger at the maximum marginal price, right? So even everyone knows that the price will fall near the departure date, right? Even though people know that price will fall near the departure date, passengers will be encouraged to postpone booking until prices reduce, right? So they will basically uh, encouraged to book, right, until the prices are reduced, right? So as soon as you fly, what will happen? The seats, right? So they will be worth nothing, right? Basically, so you would try to basically get maximum marginal prices as much as you can, right? So each extra passenger, because even though if you're flying with let's say 100 people and 105, the cost will be pretty much similar, right? So it won't be much difference. So the marginal price, except for the variable cost of course, the marginal price is like whatever maximum price you want to get it for each extra customer you would want to onboard those passengers, right? next thing Next thing is tangibility, right? So it's intangible. Okay, the service that they are providing is, it will be intangible, so you can't really show for them, right? So like let's say you're buying something, let's say certain product, let's say a charger, right? You will see like the actual product, you can see it, what you're getting out of your money, right? Whereas for auditing firm, how can they show their clients, right? They cannot show their client an audit file or audit, right? How can potential clients judge value for money, right? So how will they know they are getting value for money or not, right? That thing will be there. Next thing, simultaneous production and simultaneous consumption, right? So in terms of manufacturing, you produce first and then later on you sell it, right? So the consumption will be later on, right? So this allows for products to be quality checked before dispatch and allow flexibility in timing, right? So quality checking can be done, right? Whereas in terms of for example, production can be carried out steadily throughout the year and inventory can be stored until busy sales period, right? Service cannot be stored, right? So it can't be stored, right? So and are often instantly delivered. So additional demands on scheduling, right, pricing and quality information will be there will be additional demand on that, because you can't really uh, like with different manufacturing product, what can you do? You have a stock and then you check it for quality and then only send it to customer. Whereas in terms of barber shop, what do? You just cut the hair and then you can only know after it's been delivered, right? So you can't really control your quality issues, right? So and then it can't be stored as well. Of course a haircut service can't be stored, right? It can't be stored. You will need it will be simultaneously produced and simultaneously consumed. Next thing, there will be no transfer of ownership, right? So like often what happens is basically the service provider is the service is used for certain period of time, right? So the pricing and demand information has to reflect that, basically. So pricing of hotel, right? So let's say you're leasing something, right? So, or hotel rooms, right? So it will vary from weekdays and weekends, right? So that will reflect what the pricing and demand information for weekends and weekdays, right? So in addition, the service being produced is produced for limited period and only consumers are likely to be very demanding during that period, right? So consumers are, so since there is less service available, so they are more likely to be very demanding, right? So next thing, the information needed to perform well when providing a service will often be related to qualitative, that's it, rather than quantitative aspects such as reputation, customer satisfaction, availability of service, right? All these things will be important, right? So that's what how is it different? So it's basically different based on heterogeneity. Nothing is similar, right? And then perishability, they don't last very long. Next thing is basically you can't really uh, see the service you are providing. Next thing is there is no transfer of ownership, right? So next thing is it's simultaneously produced and simultaneously consumed. That's it for how it is different in terms of manufacturing business, how service business is different, right? That's it for this video. Take care. Bye bye.